Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Before Chris Hadfield, before Sally Ride, we turned ordinary people into heroes. Shake hands with a hero at Astronaut Encounter, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Take a look at this amazing video from space of the moon setting taken from the International Space Station.
Astronaut Terry Virts posted this video and said he took it yesterday while conducting airflow monitor tests in an airlock.
That's really cool. I mean, you think of a sunset and it's a moonset. That's neat.
I know. Amazing images for sure. Meanwhile, back here on Earth, spring break is underway for millions of students and families looking to escape the cold weather.
I don't blame them. Well, one warm destination is Panama City Beach, Florida. It's 59 degrees right now. It looks really nice there. You're on your way to 70 degrees and people are already out on the beach and the water looks nice.
Yeah, a few people.
Jet skiing? Is that
someone's in the water? Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. Looking good.
It has to be like 90 degrees and bath water for me to get in there. Let's go to a few other cities. In fact, let's look at Panama City. We may see a few scattered showers by Tuesday morning and maybe a few isolated ones by Thursday afternoon.
There's so many spring break destinations. That's why we want to give you the forecast. How about Daytona Beach? Monday looking really nice. 76 tomorrow. Watch out for thunderstorms and some warmer weather, though. That'll come in the middle of the week.
All right, it's also Bike Week down there in Daytona Beach. And spring break going on and spring fever for all those going to go for the spring training. And here we are in Fort Myers and a few thunderstorms possible on Wednesday. But other than that, no complaining. Temperatures right up into the 80s.
I mean, that's getting hot, near 90, really. How about Miami? Some thunderstorms your way in the middle of the week. Temperatures this weekend looking good in the 70s, up to 82 tomorrow with some rain in the forecast. A gorgeous day with bright sunshine. Head to South Beach and have some fun there.
And a few other locations as we go over into South Padre Island. Yes, scattered showers are in the forecast for SPI for today, for tomorrow. May see a little bit of that rain even linger on into Tuesday or Wednesday.
I think spring breakers will have fun, though, even if it's a little wet out there. All right, as we head to Arizona, what we're looking at is some warm temperatures for sure. In the mid-80s with bright sunshine, a little overcast, but notice even the low temperatures, they're in the 50s and 60s. So even at night, you're looking at nice weather.
All right, well, Bonnie and I have to go pack our bags and go find some of that sunshine and warm temperatures.
Thanks so much for joining us today on Weather Center Live.
Weather Geeks is up next, and we hope you have a great Sunday, everyone. We leave you with a picture of the Capitol here in Washington, D.C., and snow still coming on the ground, but no one's sledding out there. That's a big controversy this week.
That snow's going to melt for sure. Weather Geeks is up next. Have a great Sunday.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Monday, showers. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome to Weather Geeks. And if you are watching Weather Geeks now, text or tweet and tell everyone to turn over to the Weather Channel, because we have one of the nation's top severe weather experts, Greg Carbon, from the Warning Coordination Meteorologist at the SPC. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us.
Thank you, Marshall. Pleasure to be here.
We've been wanting to have you on for some time. It's really, now just tell us a little bit about what you do there at the Storm Prediction Center as the WCM.
Well, I have a dream job.
Yeah, don't we all?
Except sometimes it's quite stressful.
Right?
I am the spokesperson and outreach coordinator for the Storm Prediction Center. I'm a meteorologist, first of all. Came up through the forecast ranks, the operational ranks at the Storm Prediction Center from the mid-90s, and was lucky enough to land the job of the Warning Coordination Meteorologist there in 2007.
Right, and the SPC, it's a part of NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and you really are the folks that are issuing many of the outlooks and warnings as it relates to severe storms, right?
Well, the Storm Prediction Center is one of many national centers of expertise, part of the National Centers for Environmental Prediction.
Give us a couple of others so that people know some other examples.
Well, you have the Aviation Weather Center, involved in aviation, up in Kansas City. The Ocean Prediction Center is in Washington. The Weather Prediction Center is also in Washington, the day-to-day weather and forecasts of rainfall. And, of course, the National Hurricane Center is a sister center to the Storm Prediction Center. So, in a sense, you could look at the Storm Prediction Center as being to tornadoes as the National Hurricane Center is to hurricanes and tropical storms.
Right. Now, we all have a story of how we got interested in meteorology or weather. What's yours?
Well, it's a little hard to believe, but I grew up in New England, and it's snowstorms for me, and I was just fascinated by the fact that these weather systems could shut school down and basically take the power out, and that we were relatively hopeless in the face of this weather event. And I thought how fascinating that we could actually see these things coming to some extent at the time, maybe a day or two out, but that they really could not be stopped.
Right. Now, we are peeling back the Storm Prediction Center. The topic today is inside the Storm Prediction Center. How many people work at the SPC? How is it related to other parts of NOAA?
It's smaller than you would expect as far as an operational forecast center, and we're kind of staffed like a firehouse. In other words, we don't have to bring in more staff for some of the bigger days. We're prepared because we're always looking at the potential for severe weather day in and day out, 24/7. There's about 30 meteorologists, which is about the same size as a National Weather Service forecast office. It's not a very large staff, but all of these folks are very focused on severe storm meteorology, dedicated to that. And if you keep them around long enough and they don't go off somewhere else, they get pretty good at forecasting.
That's right. And it's March, so we are really transitioning into a part of the year where severe weather supposedly should be ramping up, even though it's been a bit quiet.
It has been.
But what are some of the, again, you can give us your thoughts on that, but what are some of the products that SPC issues that many of the Weather Geeks viewers may be familiar with?
Oh, I'm sure your viewers are familiar with the convective outlook, the severe weather outlook, which in recent years is now extended to 7 days in terms of the forecast. And we really issue more detailed forecasts as we get closer to the event. So 7 days out, it's a pretty broad view of severe storm potential. And as you get closer, day 3 or day 2 out, you get a little more detail in those forecasts, a little more focused on where the most severe storms will be.
And a little later in the show, we're going to talk about some other changes to the outlooks. But for the time being, though, what about your interaction with the broadcasters and stakeholders? How does that work, and particularly in your role as the WCM? Because one of the things that really frustrates me at times is inconsistency in the messages. And when we're watching a market and we're seeing one meteorologist saying one thing and one saying the other, how do you try to better coordinate that?
Well, that's a huge challenge. As we know, everybody has a different interpretation of what tomorrow's weather may bring. I really enjoy working with broadcast meteorologists because they're part of the team. They do make the message for the public, and most of this research shows that it's TV that people turn to for their weather. And so my job is to interface and work with TV meteorologists and try to help them in ways, whether it's historic perspective for events or interpreting our forecasts. And I do forecast workshops for meteorologists across the country, and trying to get them in the mind of the SPC forecasters, so they're more confident in their presentation of severe weather risk.
But is there any kind of, in the midst of an event like an El Reno or more, is there coordination, any phone calls, NWSJ? How is it playing out in that real-time situation?
The real-time environment, especially once we move into warning mode, and the Storm Prediction Center does not issue warnings, we issue the watches, the large-scale, again, picture of severe weather. Moving toward warning mode, it's a local office responsibility, tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings.
Okay, I want to make sure the public and the viewers understand that. So there is a handoff at some point, is that right?
Absolutely. The watch is a collaborative product. We do coordinate watch issuance with the field offices. And actually, as forecasts have improved, no one should be surprised a watch is coming, because we have already been discussing the potential for a watch in the Outlook products and our other discussions, so that when a watch is coordinated, it goes very smoothly. And then the next step really is the warning. And the warning process is based on storms appearing on radar. This is observed weather once we move into warnings. And warnings are sort of the imminent, take action product issued by the local forecast offices across the country.
And as a part of that process, I imagine, and social media is a big part of that. How do you leverage social media?
Well, social media is very similar to real-time information and situational awareness for us. And the local offices for many years have been sending out storm reports, and so a lot of their storm reports are generated at the local level, come to us, and we plot that information nationally. We don't usually take reports directly from social media. So there's sort of a filter there. We're looking for information to come to us from the National Weather Service offices, because that's the authority that's passing that information to us in terms of real-time events and situational awareness.
Yeah, and I imagine that, and we'll talk a bit more about this, because there are some challenges as well in the world of social media that we're in right now. And we'll get into a little more of those a bit later in the show. Next on Weather Geeks, how can we portray risk in a way that leads the public to take proper actions? We'll discuss. But first, our Geek of the Week, and as a good colleague of both of ours, Rick Smith. He's a warning coordination meteorologist at the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Norman. He loves the good old-fashioned non-severe thunderstorm, but knows how dangerous severe weather can be. In May 2013, a massive EF5 tornado missed his house by only a few miles. Rick was on duty at the SPC while his family hunkered down in their storm shelter. Rick Smith works behind the scenes to keep us safe and is our Geek of the Week, and well-deserved.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today, because every home needs a champion.
If a denture were to be put under a microscope, we can see all the bacteria that still exists. Polident's unique microclean formula works in just 3 minutes, killing 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria for a cleaner, fresher, brighter denture every day.
So let's go! When you go out there, it's dangerous.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Monday, showers. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This March, one man's trash, this is perfect, is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Hey, have you guys heard about probiotics? For digestive health? Yes, and did you know that True Biotics is a daily probiotic that helps in 2 ways? It supports digestive and immune health by working in your gut, where 70% of your immune system lives. Try True Biotics today.
Sometimes, bigger is better. But other times, bigger just gets in the way. At Brother, we know the biggest printer isn't always the best fit for every office. So we've come up with a bigger idea. Don't supersize, optimize. See how we can help you put the right printers in all the right places and help reduce your costs. Now that's big. Brother, at your side. Learn more at don'tsupersizeoptimize.com.
When our little girl was born, we got a Subaru. It's where she said her first word, no. Saw her first day of school. Bye-bye. Made a best friend forever. Oh my God. The back seat of my Subaru is where she grew up.
What? The 2015 Subaru Forester.
What?
Built to be there for your family. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
And we're back talking with Greg Carbon about communicating severe weather. Now, one of the big things that happened in the last year or so, and we've wanted to have you on Weather Geeks to talk about this, is the changes to these outlooks that you guys issue. Now, what was the thinking there, and what's the motivation behind the changes?
Well, the Severe Thunderstorm Outlook, or Severe Weather Outlook, has been a flagship product of the SPC, or prior National Severe Storms Forecast Center, for over 40 years. What this product attempts to do is describe the risk of severe storms in the form of large hail, inch or greater, 58-mile-an-hour wind gust, and or tornadoes. And we've gotten better at that, and in the past decade, we've actually issued those products in a probability sense. The chance that you will encounter an event within 25 miles of your location, both hail, wind, tornado, the probability of those events occurring. And this is a technical product. This is not a layperson rip and read product. This is something that another meteorologist would use, a TV meteorologist perhaps, or an emergency manager familiar with severe weather potential. It's based on climatology, but it's also based on forecast assessment, and it is issued quite often during the first 24 hours. We refine it right up to the time of the event. The probabilities are tied to descriptive words, what we call categories. Sure. And for many years, primarily 3 categories: the slight risk, the moderate risk, and the high risk. Well, those 3 categories are fine, but there are even higher resolution probabilities behind the words. And so what we found is that as we move forward with probability forecasting, our resolution at defining the risk is more than what we have words for. Sure. So we decided that we would add a marginal risk at the very lowest end of probability, or the chance of severe weather, and then we have the slight, and then we add enhanced risk, slightly bigger probability than slight, and then we leave moderate and high essentially unchanged. Those words, slight, moderate, and high, are very well recognized in the weather community for risk. And so we didn't want to change too much, but we wanted to add resolution to the Outlook product.
And yeah, as I think many of us sort of get the motivation behind that, but you had some critics of this, and what were some of the criticisms of this, and what's your response to those critics?
Sure. Well, first of all, slight risk for severe has always been a bit of a problem, because you can have significant and serious weather occur in a slight. Absolutely. And so it's not a perfect word, but really we found out as we studied alternatives, there really aren't any perfect words. And in fact, slight is used by the Weather Service and other meteorologists to describe the chance of something happening, most of the time precipitation, which isn't all that dangerous. But we've decided that we will retain that word slight, but we're going to narrow the probability range in which that word is used. Moderate is pretty well understood, and a high risk is certainly understood. You're in a high risk. That is a word that everybody pays attention to.
Right. And I think there's quite a bit of information out there on your website if people want to understand this, and I think that we have a year or so to get it under our belt. And we'll talk a little bit more about this after the break here. One of the things I did want to get to, however, quickly though, is there such thing as too much lead time for a tornado? And
yeah, there could very well be. Whether we ever reach that will be, somewhat, we'll have to see. I mean, I don't think we know what significant lead time on a tornado event looks like, although we have some hints that, people may take actions we don't want them to take. In other words, most of the time when you hear a tornado warning, that's an imminent risk, and it's a sort of deterministic product that you take action now. You take cover, you try to be safe.
Okay, and we'll pick up on that in a moment. Why has extreme weather become such a consuming aspect of popular culture? Is the 24-hour news cycle playing a role? We'll geek out on that. But first, a little Geeks trivia for you. Who do you think has the most Twitter followers? The National Weather Service Norman, NWS SPC, or NWS New York City? The answer next.
Your relationship with your dog is pure. It's innocent. It's work, but it's perfect. You wouldn't trade it for the world. So protect your dog with Trifexis. Trifexis is the monthly beef-flavored tablet that prevents heartworm disease, kills fleas, and prevents infestations, and treats and controls hook, round, and whipworm infections. Treatment with fewer than 3 monthly doses after exposure to mosquitoes may not provide complete heartworm prevention. The most common adverse reactions were vomiting, depression, and itching. Serious adverse reactions have been reported following concurrent extra-label use of ivermectin with spinosad, one of the components of Trifexis. Prior to administration, dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection. You'll take it all, the good and the bad, because that's what makes your relationship irreplaceable. Protect your dog all year long with the 3-in-1 power of Trifexis, available by prescription only. Talk to your veterinarian about how to protect every second you share together.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
There's something happening right here in this country. It's the sound of America, working with American materials in American factories. At WeatherTech, all we do is create the highest quality automotive accessories, including laser-measured custom-fit floor liners. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
Hello, America, and good morning. Temperatures this weekend will reach into the 70s.
Vault 39 Wine Cellar. Discover the world's most extraordinary wines by the glass. Relax in the chic atmosphere of our lounge or in our outdoor courtyard. Savor a selection of light appetizers, specialty beers, and champagnes. Receive personalized assistance for wine selections and wine retail purchases. Stop by and experience Palm Beach's most unique wine bar and wine retail store.
Replacing old drain lines used to mean tearing up floors and walls and digging a huge trench in your house, but not anymore. Now there's trenchless drain line repair. Our trenchless pipelining method creates a new permanent pipe inside the existing pipe. A liner saturated with epoxy is inserted into the pipe. A bladder is inflated until the epoxy hardens to form a new pipe inside the old pipe. It's removed and the pipe is ready for use, better than new. Need a drain line repair? Go trenchless. Call Quick Plumbers today.
So act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
This March, one man's trash, this is perfect, is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Monday, showers. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Before the break, we asked if you knew which of these Twitter accounts had the most followers, and here's the answer. You can see there on your screen, NWS Norman has about 41,000 followers. Wow, that's impressive. Rick Smith, our Geek of the Week, is probably one reason for that, but you can see that the other sites do as well. But I want to come back to you, Greg. We know that severe weather is part of pop culture now. It's really taken on a phenomenon. Is it Twister? Is it Sharknado? What's causing the popularity of this?
This is one of my favorite questions, actually, because I have a theory to this. But
I want to hear it.
It is remarkable.
It's not Sharknado.
No, it's not Sharknado. But it is remarkable how it seems that the attention to weather has increased dramatically just in the recent history of meteorology. I think part of it is that we have gotten so good at prediction, and that people can rely on predictions for the following day or even several days away.
Right.
How many things in life are predictable? Very few. And so you have something that you can hang on that is really amazing, and it's because of science. It's because of the advances we've made in understanding meteorology, understanding the atmosphere, that has given us that level of predictability. And it's even more interesting when those predictions don't go well.
Right.
And so now you all of a sudden have a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking going on.
Yeah, sure. And you know, we work in a profession where people joke that we get paid to be wrong half the time, but we certainly know that we are right more times than not. People just remember the occasional bad one.
And most folks who say that now will apologize right away because they know that that's not true.
Sure. Yeah, and it's interesting. You were talking about probabilistic forecast and some of the things that go into the outlooks, and I find in my own experiences that people struggle with what 40% chance of rain actually means. We had Susan Jasko on recently on an episode of Weather Geeks, and she talked about that we need to message at about a 5th grade or middle school level. How do you apply that in thinking about severe weather warnings?
I think the challenge is to start teaching and having an education system that actually, works in this country and provides the necessary training early on. And in fact, you really need to start before 5th grade.
Shout out to all the teachers out there as well.
My wife is one, and she starts very early, actually. The kids that she teaches at preschool and kindergarten, when they leave her class, they know about weather.
Absolutely. Yeah, 4th grade, 6th grade is when they get it in many of the curricula here, and I think that's right. You're touching on a key point, which is weather literacy, which is important in consuming some of the information that we're providing.
And some of the information we provide really is difficult to simplify to the levels that we've discussed. And so if we can get it into curriculum, if you can get young children understanding about weather, well, then they can interpret it for those who might have a little difficulty.
Yeah, that's a great point. Now, if in these closing seconds or minutes of the show, if you could sort of create your wish list of 1 or 2 things that you'd like to see going forward and in the profession in general or in the areas of the corners you deal with, what would those be?
Well, one of the things that I think all sciences struggle with is diversity. For one, we have a hard time bringing up women into this. The National Weather Service struggles with this because of the shift work involved. Shift work is not an easy thing to do.
Sure, especially in families.
Yeah,
and young
it's
kids,
very difficult for families. And so an appreciation perhaps that, this isn't an easy profession, especially operationally, and there is a challenge there, certainly.
Yeah, no, that's actually a great point. Now, when you head back out to SPC, you're not doing Weather Geeks anymore, and you've had everyone saying, hey, I saw you on Weather Geeks. What is your sort of I want to get at, what does it take to get into SPC? If you have a young Weather Geeks person out there watching in college, how do you get into SPC?
Yeah, I have to pinch my, am I really here? Am I really working at the Storm Prediction Center? It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I often tell young students in meteorology that they don't want to plan too much, because you can set yourself up for disappointment if that's the only place you ever want to go to. If you're passionate about weather, which I am, interested in weather, interested in talking to someone, I will talk all day.
Yeah.
You get me going about weather. And so if that passion is there, opportunities will present themselves.
And I agree with that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, Greg. Well, we would love to hear your thoughts on the show. You can find us at Twitter, WXGeeksTWC. We also have a Facebook page where you'll find clips from today's show and some from our past show as well.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team.
The Yamaha Viking, and introducing the all-new Viking 6. The hardest working, most off-road capable side-by-sides in America. Built for the hardest working people on Earth. You.
Fact. When you take Advil, you get relief right at the site of pain, wherever it is. Advil stops pain right where it starts. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Fact. Advil liquid gels are faster on tough pain than extra strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Available at Walmart for a low price every day.
Let me talk to you about retirement. The 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation. Sure.
You seem knowledgeable, professional.
I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
That really is you.
If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. CFP. Work with the highest standard.
The garden is the story of our lives, told and retold. It's as old as our time on Earth, and as new as tomorrow. You can have a yard, or slightly less. Gardening isn't about where we choose to live. It's about how we choose to live. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
Lily, she pretty much lives in her favorite princess dress. But once a week, I let her play sheriff so I can wash it. I use Tide to get out those week old stains and Downy to get it fresh and soft.
You are free to go.
Tide and Downy together.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 77. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 71. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, overcast with showers at times, especially later on. High 82. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Atlantic beats Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
You know you're going to go out in bad weather.
We're willing to take a lot of risk.
He has no heartbeat, he's got no pulse.
These people are counting on us.
So let's go!
I've never been so terrified.
When you go out there, it's dangerous.
We have uncovered a remarkable planet. A world of extreme weather, alien landscapes, and bizarre phenomena. It's the most complex system we know of in the universe. That planet is Earth. And we are only beginning to unlock its secrets. At sea, the wave is virtually invisible, but it has a secret.
It can travel at 600 miles per hour.
And it's headed straight for shore. What would happen if it hit one of the United States' most popular cities? Generated by cataclysm, and with the power to kill hundreds of thousands. Tsunamis, decoded on Secrets of the Earth.